What's good with it, y'all? It's your boy 314 Mike. I'm back with another video. So, basically, I want to bring some. I want to try something new to the channel. It's gonna be like a story time, but it's gonna be like hood stories that happen in St. Louis, right? So, this first video, right, it's about somebody that was like a brother to me. He actually is my wife's little brother. He was murdered in a car. You know what I'm saying? Before I get off into the story, I want to tell you what kind of inspired me to do this video. So right now, in St. Louis, on social media, on Facebook, it's this thing going around that they doing is it's the best and the worst of this. So you got to think like the best promoters of St. Louis, the realest niggas of St. Louis, the softest niggas, the ratchet hoes of St. Louis. So that's what kind of inspired me to do this video. This one of them right here. So right here is they had took this shit and they made the most ratchet hoes in St. Louis, and they basically just set hoes out right. So I had woke up and I've been following all of them right. So I woke up and I seen one right. Well, I didn't see it, but one of my wife brother baby mamas had tagged me in it, or she shared it and tagged my name in it. I didn't see it, and that's what it was. It's this one right here. And what this one is it's like some of the best fathers in St. Louis, right? And she didn't tag me in it. I got put in it, so she tagged my name in it, so I could see it because I didn't see it. So right there, I got tagged in it, and I'm gonna go to what she wrote when she tagged me in it. I don't know who made it, but she was like, shout out to my brother, and then she tagged my name in it. Full time dad, full time husband, uncle to Boo Man Kids, this, that, and the third, right? Y'all ain't gonna be able to see it, but that's what she had tagged in it. So I thought about that and I was like, damn, I'm wearing this shirt right now too. So, but I thought about that. I was like, damn, I should tell the story. So basically, what happened was to to how much we know. The day before he was murdered, he called my wife and asked my wife, and he was like, he wanted my wife to get him a rental car. Now, my wife know her little brother. She know how he is, so she told him no. Well, the next day, um, we get a phone call that he had got killed. Their car got shot up. So we dropped the kids off to my mama house, right? We drive down there to where they say he was at, right? And everybody around. It's the car. Now, mind you, he had just bought that car. Well, they had just got the car from my big cousin. They bought it from my big cousin car lot. So when we pull up, we see the car, y'all, right? The car shot the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Shot up. So my wife and her mama, they was asking, they like, nah, we want to see him. We want to see him. The police telling them, oh, you don't want to see him like that. So they ain't had no other choice. They had to respect their wishes, so they let him see him. This the way the car was. I don't know if you can see all of them. The car was hit up over 50 some times. Each one of them got shot over 15 times. Now, man, my wife, nephew was in the car along with his baby mama, two kids. Now, each one of them got hit over 50 some times. Her oldest daughter, I think, I want to say 7 at the time. She got shot in the hand. She took a bullet to the hand, right? So, but the story goes, and I only could tell so much of it from what I know. It's the group of cats down here from different neighborhoods, right? From the projects and a whole bunch of different neighborhoods. And they call themselves the Taliban, right? Now, my wife, little cousin now is from a different neighborhood, but all these cats they clicked up with each other. So supposedly these cats from a different neighborhood, I ain't gonna name the neighborhood, fell out with the neighborhood that he was from. So the story is he got killed by the cats in his own from his own neighborhood because he was they was beefing with the rival neighborhood where his cousins was from, and they knew that them was his cousins. So they tried to play it down the middle and say, "Well, we don't got nothing to do with what y'all got going on," but essentially they just became collateral damage. You know what I'm saying? We can't get to them, so we gonna get to you. It's a war that's been going on, man. It went on, man. I can guarantee you, over 20 some people lost their life in this war. And it's crazy because another thing that inspired me to do it is when I was on MHB channel and I was telling him why don't he cover stuff in St. Louis, and they had brought up the four girls who had robbed a dude for $60,000, and they caught him coming from the club and they killed them all. The reason why I bring up that story is because that summer I think something like 15 girls lost their life to gun violence in St. Louis. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times we get caught up in the bullshit, right? And we never acknowledge the real shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I wanted to, you know what I'm saying, test this little story out or whatever on the channel and bring something real out there and shed light on it. So ever since they was murdered, of course, like my wife, this shit affected so many people. I mean, now I think Janaya like 14 years old. You know, she the one who was shot in the hand. She like 14 years old now, something like that. 14, 15 years old now. And the thing about that is man, we oftentimes get caught up in the streets and don't care about, you know, what's going on and this, that, and the other, not knowing that if something happened to us, you know, we gone, but our family and our children gotta live with that a long time. So, you know, I used to be in the streets. I ain't gonna say I was heavy in the streets, but it was one point in time to where I just felt like I wasn't dealt the fair hand, so I just didn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? But watching, you know, my wife and her mother and me, we identified them. We walked up on the scene. It was the worst shit that I ever seen. I mean, whole goddamn me left side of his face gone. Shot in the face more than 3 times with an AK-47. So I know we all watch AK-40s. I mean, first 48 and all this shit, and we see it, but I don't know how many people seen that shit up close. So you know, experiencing that, you know what I'm saying, and going through that with my wife and her mother, and seeing, you know, the effect that it had on the kids and stuff like that. Now BJ was that's his son. He was like, I want to say 3 years old when his dad and his mom was murdered. You see what I'm saying? His daughter had a different mom, but you know, I've been like a father figure in his life every since they passed, and I've been closer with him because he a little boy, and I know what it's like growing up without a father. So you know, I've been there for him. You know what I'm saying? But the moral of this story is this, man. We get so wrapped up, like I was saying, in the bullshit, man, and we don't acknowledge the real shit. Everybody got real stories they can tell, but we sitting back focusing on celebrities and this, that, and the third when it's real shit going out here and shit we could change. I said this in one of my videos, and it's crazy, right? A lot of people, you know, they hate on these bloggers and they say this and they say that, and everybody got their own opinion about these bloggers. But this what you gotta understand. A bigger picture is none of these bloggers wouldn't be who they are without the subscribers. So we can blame the bloggers to a certain extent, but it's the people that's watching, that's egging it on, that's encouraging these people to do what they doing. And like I had said once before, in one of my previous videos, you got to understand it's the people on social media, it's the people on YouTube, it's the people that's out here that I mean, it's the people that do these interviews. You know what I'm saying? They want to get one hot story, so they egg us on. And mind you, it just remind me of the Mo3 story. Imagine if you didn't have all these Vlad TVs or say Cheese, and I ain't knocking them for what they do, right? But imagine if you didn't have these people to shed light on the beef, on the shit. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit could have been squashed behind the scenes. It's just crazy how, if you look at what really started the shit with them boys, it was over nothing. These cats used to be friends. And I say all that to say this too. Now I done been out here, and I done had partners that get killed, and I done seen a lot of people lose their life in these streets. But to actually witness what I witnessed, you know what I'm saying, and actually see what I had to see and watch this family go through what they had to go through, man, that that made me change my life, man, because I couldn't imagine my wife, my kids, my family, my sisters. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't imagine them having to go through that. You know what I'm saying? So to all the black cats out here, man, it's easy for us to be ignorant. You know what I'm saying? To each other, just like in these YouTube streets, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna sit up here and continue to put this negativity out there, and somebody can get hurt behind it. If you look at Hamo 3, and I played a part in it. You know what I'm saying? But if you look at what happened with 3 and Trap, that's essentially what's going on now in the YouTube streets. And we could say, oh man, these cats ain't gonna never see each other, this, that, and the third, right? Who knows? Nobody knows what can happen. So while all the subscribers and all the fans of all these different people and they different channels, we gotta understand and be mindful of what we doing. And that's the reason why when I first came out, I was like, man, I really don't wanna get caught up into this YouTube bullshit. But at the end of the day, what I had noticed was this. That's what I mean, shit, just from the MHB shit. That's what people had knew me from. You know what I'm saying? So I got caught up in it. You know what I'm saying? I take responsibility for getting caught up in it. And we don't know where this shit can go with these cats, man, and what they doing. It's all entertainment, right? At the end of the day. But when it's all said and done, man, us as the subscribers to these people, man, we gotta be smarter, man, and we gotta be more conscious with what we doing and shit that we keeping up on YouTube. And and the blame ain't all on us either. They gotta take responsibility for it too, but they got a newfound fame, and it seems like they don't know how to deal with it. You feel what I'm saying to you? But I mean, it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, one thing I do notice is when you try and be positive and you come up on a platform and you say this and say that, they say you chasing or you doing this and you doing that, go to somebody else's channel. At the end of the day, man, one thing that I always learned and I always was told, in order to learn, sometimes you got to listen. We don't know it all. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knows it all. So it is what it is, man. I'ma fall back from this YouTube beefing ass shit because it ain't the lane that I want. I don't even want those type of people that wanna encourage that type of shit on my channel. I ain't got no subscribers, but I done lost a few of them because of the shit that I done, and I understand and I get it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, man, sometimes all fights ain't worth fighting. So with that being said, man, I'ma fall back from the YouTube beefing. If a nigga doing um, a show on some real shit and a real topic, I jump on, but I ain't jumping on to no more negativity. I had to ride that little wave for a second, but it's not who I am. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna get back to being who I am, and that's spreading positivity. I got kids that's looking at me and they gonna watch every last one of these videos. I can't stop them. They got their own phone, so they watch YouTube. So I got to be more of a positive role model just for my kids alone. You know what I'm saying? And these young brothers that's coming up. You know what I'm saying, in the game. So, but I'm gonna do more of these stories. I'm gonna do some fucking in-person interviews. I'm trying to set some of that type of shit up too. You know what I'm saying? I'm just learning and trying to find my way, man. I ain't trying to hate on nobody or jump in nobody's lane. Cause it's like with these cats, I be damned if I do, I be damned if I don't. If you agree with them, you still in their content. If you disagree, you creating fake narratives. So you can't win for losing in this YouTube world. But man, if y'all fuck with this video, man, and then with me, man, I can't really get off. I ain't gonna really get off into saying the hoods and saying these cats names and saying this and saying that, because at that point it becomes telling. You know what I'm saying? I could tell this whole full story, tell everybody, how it happened and what it happened and everything. But I'm not gonna do that, because right now it's people who still been affected by this. These cats is still at war with each other. Some of them coming home, coming home from prison and all that. So with that being said, I only could tell so much of it. But what I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna start, what I'm saying, getting people, what I'm saying, and letting them tell their story, they self, what I'm saying, interviewing them or whatever the case may be, because then they can control how much they want to say. You feel what I'm saying to you versus me telling it. So I started off with this one because, and I had a bunch of pictures I was gonna show, but nah, I ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? But if you fuck with this video, man, just jump in the comments and write R.I.P. Boo Man, R.I.P. Jelly. But I would show a picture of them though. Let me see. Hold up. Hold it up. Like right there. That's a picture of their obituaries. I show this one too. I zoom in on one. This one where my wife took him to the zoo, and he wearing a picture of his mother, and his daughter wearing a picture of her daddy, they daddy. So me and my wife, we basically, the only time these kids see each other is at our house and when we bring them together. Because of course before then it was baby mama drama and all this and all that. So we do it with whatever we can, and we play our part to keep these kids together, man. With that being said, man, I'ma end this video right here, and y'all just get in the comments and just drop RIP. You know what I'm saying? All right, I'm signing out.